Thor's clocked in 8 appearances since his MCU debut in 2011, or at least he will have when Endgame comes out. In that time, the character's done quite a bit. He's gone from heir to the throne of Asgard to one-eyed hobo with a rabbit fetish. So what happened to this all-powerful son of an Odin to get him to this current place? And what can we expect moving forward into Phase 4? Well, that's kind of what this video is all about.
There's no nice way of saying it. Thor was a spoiled little bitch in his first MCU appearance. Classic Asgardian privilege. Despite having the kingdom at his feet and being the favourite son, he's all too happy to start a war, then gets pissy when Odin, Thor's dad, puts him on the naughty step. Given the fact Thor's 1500 years old,
I'm 1500 years old.
He really should be past his rebellious teen phase by now. But whatever. A lot has changed since then, not least the eyebrows and beard. But we'll get into all that. After a brief fish out of water spell on Earth, he proves himself more than worthy, becoming an archetypal hero who learns humility and all that crap.
Thing is, Thor still has unfinished sibling business, and thanks to his mischievous brother Loki, gets drawn into his next appearance, 2012's The Avengers. He's definitely learned a few lessons following the first film, but this one's still causing him problems. There's some more fish out of water stuff.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
But after working alongside these petty mortals, Thor becomes a bona fide Avenger. So it's a shame that for his next few appearances, Thor's basically sidelined as the Indiana Jones of the MCU, hunting for the ether in Thor the Crap World, having a nice spa day in Week of Ultron, with a few action scenes thrown in for good measure. Hell,
Stars and stripes! Put on cannon!
He was completely omitted from Civil War, but herein lies the problem for such an OP godly character. What the hell do you do with him when he's not fighting off hordes of mythical creatures and or alien robot men?
Well, Marvel didn't know either, and it wasn't until Ragnarok that the audience really started to care about Thor. It's no secret Taika Waititi's film is a comedy, and Chris Hemsworth really shines under the director. They basically make Thor quippy, like everyone else. But the film doesn't just work as a comedy. The character's given proper motivation, several powerful opponents to beat off, and he even assembles his own bootleg Avengers. Thor is gradually stripped of everything he once took for granted. His mates die, Asgard is destroyed, and for the first time, Thor loses. But at least he gained a personality along the way.
The ending of the movie feels like a bit of a downer, but that's nothing compared to what's about to come. As Infinity War begins, the Russos twist the knife even further, killing off the rest of the Asgardians, or was it just half, and squeezing the life from Loki. Now Thor truly knows loss, giving him a great reset point to explore all his arrogance, bravado, and deflectionary humour, which gives way to genuine reflection. Well, almost.
He's never fought me twice.
What Thor is now is vengeful. He's gone from having everything and fighting for nothing to having nothing and fighting for everything. He finally and fully realizes life isn't just a hunt, though he does resort to violence once more in the hopes of taking down Thanos. If only he'd taken axe throwing lessons from Aquaman.
If Thor's still driven by the desire to kill Thanos, has anything really changed? We've picked 2 scenes to illustrate the character's growth. The first is the hissy fit with his pups. Disrespecting a guy who'd eat your liver at the drop of a hammer, well, it's not a great plan. As Odin says, leadership is more than lay a thing that smacketh down on thine enemies. Maybe not an exact quote. Compare this to when Thor is found by the Space Avengers. He's just survived a massacre, yet immediately takes command of the situation. And he doesn't even have to punch anyone, even with puny Star-Lord all up in his face. Back in 2011, Guy would have totally been smoked. So basically, Thor has grown up, and it only took 1500 years. He's learned diplomacy, but sometimes violence is needed. And let's face it, when it is, Thor more than shows up.
Clearly, Thor has business to take care of after Infinity War. He's even more powerful now, but there's a nice counterbalance with the character's maturation. Maybe he'll peacefully negotiate the return of all those lost souls, though he's probably more in the mood to cave in Thanos' skull. Whatever's in store for Thor, it's fairly safe to say he'll be around for a while. Unlike Rob and the other Chris, who are rumoured to retire and die respectively, or was it the other way around? Hemsworth is probably sticking around for a while, perhaps making a new Asgard and leading the new Avengers is on the cards. Chris is only 35, so if he wants, he has many more years ahead of him as Thor.
But how much more can really be done with the character? Thor's at his peak and learned a whole bunch of lessons already. He could be moulded into a villain, but our money's on him becoming unworthy again and a new Thor emerging. Captain Marvel hasn't quite been the iconic female lead Disney had hoped for. So why not give female Thor a try? Portman's return as Foster is unlikely, making Valkyrie the obvious choice to fill Disney's diversity quota, and it'd leave the original, now unworthy one-armed Thor free to adventure the cosmos, perhaps with Rabbit and Tree.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the God of Hammers. If you haven't subscribed already, then please do so. And for Thor's sake, smash that like button. In our next video, we'll be taking a look at how the Hulk has changed since his debut in 2008. Though, if I'm honest, I'm struggling to see any massive differences. We've been the Doopie Bros. Here's a couple more videos to keep that YouTube binge going.